Your Honor, I'd offer admission of Government's Exhibit 171. Any objection? No objection. No objection. No objection. No objection. All right, so ordered. If you would, likewise, identify who we're looking at. This was TJ, Fire, Josh, Rock M, Pooh. I'm going to ask you something with respect to the person you just identified as Pooh. Do you see him making some hand signals, hand signs? Yes. Do you recognize a hand sign? I don't know what that is. All right, go ahead. You can do the others, please. That's Murder, Quincy, me, Shortbread, Titty. All right. Again, Titty, is that Jawan Forsha? Yes. All right, thank you. Now, you just identified a person in this photograph as Rock M? Yes. Can you point to him one more time? All right. And you mentioned him earlier. How is it that you came to be associated with YMM? Through Rock M? All right. And tell us about that, please. Well, we can take the second one down. For the record, since the record won't reflect this, the dots on it, for the record, I think he identified the man with the New York Yankees baseball cap on in the exhibit. Yes. Can you call it back up once more? I'm sorry, Judge. Just to make sure. Because on the record, they're not going to see the dots he puts on the screen, so... Okay, is the person you identified as Rock M, does he have a Yankees ball cap on? Yes. All right, thank you. That's MCK and Young Melph Mafia people in that picture. Okay, all right, thank you. Can you tell us how it is you came to meet Lionel Allen? I met Lionel through Rock M. Do you remember what year this was? 2011. All right. Tell us about how that meeting and relationship evolved. Well, Rock M used to have Lionel around him. So, I took a liking to him. To who? Lionel. Why did you take a liking to Lionel? He was a, cool little youngster. Okay. And why did you find him cool? He was laid back. Okay. So, I took a liking to him. So Rock M went to jail. So me and him, got real tight. So I was more like the big brother to him. Okay. So, as time passed, All right. Now, you said earlier that YMM sold drugs and kept guns? Yes. Did Lionel Allen sell drugs? Yes. How do you know this? I seen him. Where did he sell drugs? Felicity, really? Felicity, Martin Luther King, by his grandmother on Simon Boulevard, Saratoga. What kind of drugs did he sell? Crack. Do you know what quantities he was selling drugs in? It wasn't. It was small quantities. Tell me what you think that might be. Crack? Yes. Well, dimes, 20s. Do you know the amounts, whether it's weight or cost? A dime costs $10. You could probably sell it between $7 or $10. Okay, and what was the other amount you mentioned? Probably 20s. And what was the amount on that? Probably between $17 and $20. And you witnessed him do this? Yes. How often over the period of time that you were associated with him did you see this? Every day. Approximately how much was he selling per week during that time? I can't accumulate that because I'm not going to be around him 24/7. How often were you around him? A few hours a day. And in those few hours a day over that period of time, approximately how much would he sell that you witnessed? Maybe 4 or 5 rocks. Okay. Do you know the weights or the amounts on those rocks? I never sold crack, so I don't know. Okay. Do you know where he got his drugs from? Baldy. Who is Baldy? His cousin. Do you know Baldy's real name? Burnell Allen. Did you witness this? Yes. Where would this take place? At the grandmother's house or either on the back street? Did you witness any other persons that you identified in court today as selling cocaine? Pooh. Would that be Delwyn McLaren? Yes. What did you witness him sell? I've seen him sell crack. I can't tell you the specific amount, but I've seen him. I've seen him though. Where would he sell crack? On Martin Luther King. Do you know where he got his cocaine from? Most likely through Jeff. I don't want you to speculate. Do you know firsthand where he got his crack cocaine from? Jeff was more like their supplier around there. Did you witness Jeff supply him with cocaine? I watched him score from Jeff before. You said score. What do you mean by score? I mean, to purchase. Do you know the amounts that he was being supplied by Jeffrey? They wasn't scoring no heavy drugs. Maybe like he might score with $50, maybe $100, maybe. Okay, did you witness Brian Scott selling drugs? Maybe once or twice. He wasn't no rapid drug dealer like Lionel. Okay, was anyone else you identified today that you witnessed selling crack cocaine? I've never seen Juwan sell drugs. Okay, and I witnessed Roy sell drugs maybe 2 or 3 times. Okay, Roy that would be? Dedrick Keelan? Yes. Now, for those that you said you did not see selling drugs, do you know if they witnessed the others selling drugs? Objection, that's speculative. I think you have to rephrase the question. When you witnessed the 2 persons you saw selling drugs earlier, were they accompanying you when you witnessed this? Wait, say it again. Do you know whether or not they observed the others selling drugs? Firsthand, do you know? Objection, speculative. That's a yes or no. You've got to rephrase, rephrase the question. Okay. Do you know where the others were when the other 2 that you've identified were selling drugs? Do you know where they were? Majority of the time, they'll all be together. Everybody will be together. What would they be doing if they weren't selling drugs? Chilling on Martin Luther King, on Felicity, on the back street. Doing what? Shooting dice, or sometimes just chilling. Alright. Now, you said that YMM carried guns. Yes. Have you ever seen Lionel Allen with a gun? Yes. What kinds of guns? All types from handguns to assault rifles. Please name them. 9mm, 40s, 45s, AK-47s, 223s. Okay. The guns that you just listed, are those both handguns and assault rifles? Yes. Alright. Have you seen Jawan Forsher with a gun? Yes. What kind? A handgun. What calibers? 40s, 9s, 45s. Would that be multiple guns? Not at one time. You know, like whatever gun might be available, that's what gun he might have on him. Okay. Have you seen Delwyn McLaren with a gun? No, sir. Have you seen Brian Scott with a gun? And if so, what kind? Yes, handguns. What kind? 9mm, 40s, 45s. Have you seen Derek Keelan with a gun? And if so, what kind? With handguns. What calibers? 9mm, 40s, 45s. Alright, do you know where they kept their guns? They had the majority. The guns really were stashed by Lionel's grandmother, like by Lionel's grandmother's house outside the home. At any given time during this time you were associating with them, how many guns would be at that location? As many as probably 6, 7. Are you aware of any other locations where they stored guns? If we're chilling on Martin Luther King, might put it under the house on Martin Luther King. I want to say Robinson. Alright, are you aware of any other locations where guns were kept? Sometimes if it's hot, they had the crackhead Soldier House. I think that's Terpsichore. You just said hot. What does that mean? If the police, swinging, passing through, or sometimes we could just put them up. Could any of the YMM members access the guns at these various locations? Yes. What would they do with these guns? Carry them. Why? Protection. Did you carry guns? Yes. What kinds of guns did you carry? All types. Tell us what kind. 9mm, 40s, 45s, AK-47s, 223, whatever. I'd like to talk about this relationship between MCK and YMM. Did you all ever use guns together? Yes. I'd like to direct your attention to December of 2011. Do you know any individual by the name of Javarian Jones? Yes. Did you have a conversation with Mr. Lionel Allen about Mr. Jones? Most likely we probably did. I don't remember that exact date. Are you aware of Mr. Jones ever being shot? Yes. Did you have a conversation with Mr. Allen about that? Yes. Tell us about that, please. He said that he told me that. When you said he, give me the name. Lionel told me he had shot Bob. Did he tell you? I'm sorry. And that he could have killed him, that Bob had fell off the bike. He could have stood over him, but he didn't. And that he had shot him with the FN. Okay. What's an FN? It's a handgun, a high caliber handgun. Are you familiar with the death of Mr. Vinnie Smith? Funk? Yes. How are you familiar about his murder? I've heard. I was asked by his sister. Let me ask you this. Have you had a conversation with Dedrick Keelan about that murder? Yes. Tell us about it, please. We was riding one day, and I went to bring him to pick up a gun from Lionel's grandmother's house. So when we pulled up, he went in the little stash pot. He came out with a 45. It was like a greenish color. And he was like, oh, I can't go on the Ave with this gun. This gun hot. This is a gun that Lot and Titty killed Funk with. Who is Lot? Lot is Lionel. Who is Titty? Juwan Forsha. And Delwyn McLaren. Wait, who told you this? I'm sorry. Dedrick Keelan. Alright. Dedrick Keelan told you this. Alright. Are you familiar with the homicide that occurred at the corner of 2nd Avenue in Dryades? Yes. Did you have a conversation with Lionel about that? Yes. What did he tell you about that? That Baldy had got into it with somebody around there, and whatever happened, he had 2 handguns, 2 of the same caliber. He called them the twins. It was 2 Smith & Wessons, and that he started shooting. Who is he? Lionel Allen. Were you there for that incident? No, sir. Were you there for the Vinnie Smith homicide? No, sir. I'd like to direct your attention to December 2012.